Good morning and happy Friday. This is, and bear with me here, I'm trying to go live on another, here we go, on another platform simultaneously. But it looks like it's not working. Okay. All righty, we're going to discard that video. Sorry for the hiccup. Welcome, happy Friday. This is Kat Trulinos with ChatEp by Kat Next Level Staging and Design, where we help you and share nuggets with you to live by design. And we have a special episode today that my partner, business partner and loving husband has suggested and is coordinating. I'll bring him here in a minute. And it's to talk about our recent 8th Best of Houzz award. Houzz, H-O-U-Z-Z, those of you who have not heard of it, one of the largest worldwide platforms for all things home, staging, design, contractors, etc. And we are very, very honored and humbled to be recognized again for the 8th year. Also just noticed that we have reached over 1,000 downloads, photos that we've uploaded. That's very exciting, knowing that people are liking what we're putting up, etc. But we're going to talk further, and I'm going to have Jeff interview me on maybe some questions that might be pertinent to some folks out there in terms of what it means to us, with our business, which is staging, design, and color. And so without further ado, let me bring on Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, it's me.
It's him.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm very, very honored to say that the ChatEp by Kat team has won another Houzz Service Award. The key thing about Houzz, what I've researched about Houzz, is that this is a company that was built out of necessity. And the owner of Houzz started to remodel their home, and they felt that they were going around in circles, not getting their vision across. So they started to create a platform back in 2009 in regards to how to get their design ideas across. And slowly but surely this built. And it is just amazing to me that this has become the app, if you will, for people who's looking for ideas for homes, for offices, for their space. And ultimately, this is, what I understand, the only app that is a 5-star app that is not a game. So that shows you how much it has influenced the industry. So with us here at the ChatEp by Kat team, I definitely wanted to see where Kat mindset was, because you got to remember when we started this roughly around 10 years ago, she was putting this basically business model and the direction and the goals together while I was out, selling kawaii pianos. So ultimately, let's start with this, Kat. What did you and how did you learn about Houzz? And what influenced you to put your energy into this company?
Good question. Thanks for asking that, Jeff. And thanks for your research. I learned something new about Houzz. And I just want to give kudos to Jeffrey, because it really ties in with, I believe, what has propelled and motivated me and my team to be able to exceed expectations with over 114 5-star reviews. I think we've done that all over Houston, actually other states and even out of the country. But part of the integral impetus of it is, and I'll get into what I think the components are to be able to be at that level. But one of them is showing up, even when it's not optimal and you don't feel that great to show up. And Jeff, you know what I mean on that. You're showing up here, and I applaud you and just so grateful for you participating in my business and with the passion and fervor and magic that you do. So what, I really don't, that's a good question. I probably was just Googling, researching different platforms and saw that Houzz was very prevalent, started investigating, and it's a great platform to find any, whether it's a contractor, a designer, a color specialist, a furniture store, really anything to do with, home. It's the largest, kind of home platform that there is. So I saw their visibility and how much they were out there, and decided I wanted to be part of it. Now you can, sign up as a business for free. It doesn't cost you anything. So it's just.
And that's the Houzz Pro account? Is that what you're
referring to? That's our Houzz Pro account.
Okay,
right.
So
now
something different.
Yeah, that's just a Houzz account. Like you could, ABC Appliances, you could go sign up, excuse me, and have a profile, which I believe I started out like that. Okay. There's so many, so many entities out there wanting our advertising dollars, wanting our, business dollars, et cetera. And so, I've always been of a mind, I'm not going to throw it up on the wall and see what sticks. I'm kind of loyal to one. Like you won't see me on Yelp because I don't really think for my level of business design and staging that Yelp is where my type of client that I want to attract is going to. They're going to go, usually Google, and then just depending on your SEO and where you're at. I've had clients tell me that, oh yeah, I went to you because you had more reviews than anyone, but I look at the ones that are sponsored and I skip those because they know they're paying for getting on the first page. They know,
That's right.
People are savvy. My type of client is savvy to that you're paying to get up there. The results are, what are people saying about you? I'm going to add this emblem that Jeff was so talented to put together for 2024, and Best of Houzz. Best of Houzz service. Now they have different categories. I know people love our designs and so forth. We've had over 1,000 downloads, but we consistently rank for 8 years now, proud to say, in Best of Service. And that is really close to my heart. That means a lot to me, Jeff, because, that's the third party review. I don't know about you guys out there, but I don't buy anything, even if it's $10 on Amazon, without at least scanning the reviews to see, if there's something that pops out. There's always going to be that, what I call 1%ers, that they hate everything. They hate you. They hate what you do. There's always going to be those. Those are just unhappy people, unfortunately. But you can see a pattern or a consistency. And I would say for us, 114, didn't count the last two, 114 5-star reviews, says that a lot of people love what we're doing. And we're in the process of kind of upping our visibility on design and color, because for so many years we did just staging. And the last, I would say, 3 going on 4 years, we've pivoted like many companies have. And it was just a natural segue to go into to design. And I also have invested time, energy, and money in 3 master color certifications. So definitely color. We get a lot of paint color, exterior paint, interior paint, etc. Requests. But so, in the lengthy, that's kind of how I got connected to Houzz, and really count on them primarily to put my business out there.
That's fantastic. I think this is one of the key factors in regards to building a business, and for those who don't know what my position is with our organization, I am first and foremost logistics director. That means that I go and make sure things flow a certain way that is beneficial for our company. And one of the things that I've really saw the power of House is, number one, that they're going to allow you to put together the most comprehensive portfolio for your company if you use it, And I will just say this, like every business owner that I've ever talked to who complains about not getting enough work or business is that, are you putting together a comprehensive information for your prospects who will become your clients? And I could almost say 8 out of 10 has no idea what that really means. Oh yeah, and I put on Facebook, I got put on my last, staging or my last project I designed, and it just kind of goes by the wayside. House gives you the plate that you lays on that has your portfolio, it has your contact infos, your affiliations. Basically, it talks about your company in one fell swoop. That to me
Which you can also do on your website as well. I don't want, House isn't paying me to sell them. What I'd like to talk about, Jeff, is and those are great points, because those are things that folks need to do whether they go on House or on their website, is have a good portfolio. So people, that's the first thing. Actually, going on 13 years now, that folks would ask me, do you have pictures of your work? I would just send them pictures. I didn't have a portfolio. So you want to have a portfolio of your work. What is that saying? A picture speaks 1,000 words. And quite honestly, like, I refer business to fellow stagers that have more of an aesthetic that I don't. Let's say traditional. I don't do traditional, so I will refer that out. If someone wants really bland, what I call bowls of oatmeal, I'm not the stager for them, because I know color, I use color. Color raises the vibration and the energy. You just have to know how to use it right and in what proportion. So that's okay. If you want bowls of oatmeal, then we're probably not a good match. And so, have a good portfolio so people can have a sense of what you offer. But I'm going to say beyond the portfolio, but there's about 5 things, but to me, the number one, and that's really if you're a plumber, a realtor, a lender, whatever you are, and that's what I call the big C, and that's communication. Communication is key. Along with that is setting the proper expectation, outlining the process. But during the process, and I really believe this is part and parcel why we have so many raving reviews, is because I'm very diligent with myself and my team to be communicating every step of the way. Even so far as once we've destaged, locked up the door, and left, I have a cute little graphic, ta-da, has left the building. My granddaughter loves that because she loves Elvis. Everything's locked up, blah, 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 blah. I spend $13 a month to have super access so that I can have a convenience to my realtors so they can be off selling other homes, closing on homes, walking homes, etc. My job is to make their job easier and to make them look good. That's on the staging side. On the design side, it's a partnership. It's definitely a partnership. A lot of people get confused on, well, what is staging and what is design? They are not the same. They do cross with elements of color, of space, of a lot of things. But the intention for staging is to sell, to appeal to as many people as possible for that demographic, psychological graphic, and the bones of the home. It's the most measurable marketing tool you can use to sell a home. So it is marketing. Staging is marketing, where design is personal. We want the home to speak of you. If, a good designed home tells something about the person who lives there, should make you smile. In staging, I have to say, I'm not really interested in what favorite color is the sellers or what they like, because as a master staging professional, I'm going to make it look optimal based on the bones of the home, the space of the home, the buyer of the home, etc. So they are very different in that sense. But I think the big C, the communication, is key through the process for staging with my realtor partners, home sellers if I'm in contact with them, and all through the process, from the preview to the selection to the loading to the installation to, everything. Because realtors, bless your hearts if you're listening, real estate is not for the faint of heart. Basically, I am in the real estate business because I partner with realtors on the staging side. But everything, much like putting together a vacant stage, has to be well organized, like a well-oiled machine, and orchestrated, to this divine manifestation to make everything fall in place and happen. Along with that, you have to be flexible, because we know shit happens, right? Especially in real estate, in life completely, but especially in real estate, it does happen. Then on the design side, huge partnership. I'm usually juggling 3 to 4 design clients at any given time, which, augments the staging. I love staging because it's quick. I make decisions quick. We make the color palette, load it up, make it happen. And in between that is nurturing my design clients. That's a much slower process, and it's very much a partnership. And within that partnership, there has to be superhuman. I interviewed with a builder one time when I was in the builder world. I won't tell you who the name is. And they said, well, we're looking for someone who has otherworldly communication. And that always stuck with me. I thought, yeah, otherworldly, you really need to have superhuman communication when you're dealing with real estate, when you're dealing with design. It's personal on so many levels. On design, it's personal because they're living there. This is their sanctuary, their space. And form has to meet function. On the selling side, my gosh, there's so many variables that people are selling. It could be a divorce. It could be a wedding. It could be a death. It could be a birth. It could be a promotion. It could be you got fired. I mean, so many, like on one side, exhilarating, happy. On the other side, not so much. And in either side, there's always that stress of, can I get time off from work to close? Am I going to get the loan and the right rate I want? Am I going to be able to get the truck for moving? Are we going to be able to time everything? I mean, there's just so many variables and stress factors. And again, back to kudos for realtors, because you really have to be a psychologist as well. And I would say in designing somewhat also, because oftentimes we're charged with, you've got, a spouse that likes this and the other spouse likes that. And so it's a very delicate dance to go, that's okay. We're going to make you both happy. There's going to be a little compromise that, you weave together, connect the dots, and help to put together a cohesive feel and look that's going to make both parties smile at the end of the day. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, customer service and service-based professionals go through a lot. And I think that is something that most people are not familiar with. They think all customer-based service are sales. And it kind of is, but it kind of is much more deeper. That's why we're very proud that continuously 8 years in a row to be able to earn this from a very reputable company that is an industry stronghold, if you will. House is nothing, to be sneezed at. I mean, if you're a professional in the design business or home business, or, you're a general contractor, anybody in that business, you need to jump on and figure out how you can utilize this opportunity outlet for your business, and this is it's not that we're getting paid to plug this. It's just that we want to be able to show people that when we are proud of something, why are we proud of it? What kind of effort went behind to earn these accolades? We're not ones that just go out there to get every accolade possible. If we did that, believe me, there will be 20 to 30 awards every year because the effort would be put into that.
There's not enough time in the day.
That's right.
In fact, we won some awards from IHOST, International Association of Home Staging Professionals, which actually I had my assistant made graphics. I haven't had a chance to put those out there, but we're not here to brag. It's, you feel proud when you go, the effort that I put out is being recognized. I have a saying on my email. I forgot it was actually there. It was so small. So I just recently made it larger. And that is, it's never crowded at the extra mile. And no matter what business you have, think about going that extra mile, because I'll tell you today with IA, with technology, with roboticism, with, not speaking to real people, the one thing that sets us apart and can set us apart is that connection, is that extra mile, is that customer service, and then a couple other points I wanted to make point out, Jeff, was, besides training, I've invested a lot of money in training, and I believe it's going that extra mile. I want to be able to give my clients and future clients the best of the best that's out there that I can offer them. And so that requires me to be in the know, to be knowing the latest, to be learning the latest, to be providing the latest, so that I can provide resources, beyond what I call cat's eye, and have their vision of its design come to realization and have a successful sale if it's on the staging side. So training to me is important. We talked about, looking at someone's inventory, and I've got a video. If anyone's interested, just DM me. I chose not to share it today. I have another short one I'm going to share, what I call my video business card. This is specifically for staging. But I have one on how to select a stager, because often I've got realtor partners who've been in the business for decades who've never used a stager, and they're like, okay, I guess it's time, because guess what, folks, your home's in a competition, and you don't want the staged home to be the one that they chose because yours was unstaged. So, a lot of realtors are thawing out, if you will, and realizing, after decades of HGTV and other things, that they need to be staged. Every home deserves to be staged. And one of my missions in the next quarter is to communicate with my database that we do occupied staging consultation. So it's not a huge investment, $295, probably $350 is average, up to $550, and it's kind of based on square feet. Okay, that's a comprehensive walk and talk, advising the clients of what they need to remove, to add, to change, to delete, etc. I'll tell you, it gets the home sellers on board, because I know, having been a realtor, you're spending a lot of money as soon as you sign that listing agreement. And if you don't have them on board, number one, your listings look crappy because the pictures look crappy. And you're doing a disservice to your seller because those first impressions are not the best impressions. Statistics tell us, National Association of Realtors, that you can realize 5 to 17% more by having a home staged. So we have tons of inventory. We can do multi-million-dollar. We love luxury. We love flips. But we are going to start focusing and really educating, because it came to my realization, Jeff, when I had more than one realtor ask me, well, we have this home, it's 5,000 square feet. We just want you to come in and tell them what to do if you do that kind of thing. And I thought, you don't know? You wouldn't assume that I would do that kind of thing? that brought me to the realization that I believe that many staging companies don't offer occupied. I love occupied. I mean, I love vacant also, and I love design. I love everything that I do. If you can't hear the passion in my voice, but I love occupied because I have seen people's eyes light up when I've made something, a very small suggestion. I had a gentleman, I said, you know, I follow up with a report, or what I call a punch list, but I recommended that he take a floor lamp out of one corner, put it in another corner, and illuminate another space. And the difference it made, I mean, my realtor actually, he was on the visit and he said, oh my God, Kat, that alone was worth every penny I just paid you. And by the way, most successful realtors will pay as a value-added marketing inclusion for the consultation of an occupied. I will tell you, it can make the difference if you getting the listing and your competition not getting the listing. And it gets their oar in the water because they're like, wow, she or he invested in this, whatever, $350. I'm going to do everything that this professional stager has recommended. Secondly, it lets me be the bad guy. I've had realtors, I had a realtor actually a couple of years ago tell me, Kat, I told her the same thing about that bathroom. It was very strange. I won't go into details, but it was very strange. Like you just went, huh, what are they hiding behind that towel rack to have that tile just in a blurb? It was very strange. And she said, I told her to do that, and she rolled her eyes at me. So let me be your bad guy. They'll never roll their eyes at me because I gently but firmly and with authority let them know you do want to sell your home for as much money as possible, right, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? And you get, like Jeff, the head shaking.
That's right.
You do want to get as much money as possible, right? So your realtor can sell it for top dollar, right? Head shaking.
That's right.
Great. So when I tell you to take those Hummels or that wall of crosses down or the dog bed or dog bed, you know, they're going to do it because, you know, I've been doing this for a minute. I know what people want. Buyers justify price with emotion. Staging creates the emotion. We want to eliminate anything that's having them look and see how you live. We don't want them to see how you live. We don't want them to looking at plaques and wondering if they went to college with you. We want them to engage in the space and see themselves in the space. You know, that's the ultimate goal.
Well, let me bring in this. That I really think one of the things that you bring into to each client, and especially if you're working with your realtor, that you bring up the topic that you gotta offer the staging package, even if it's not cost prohibitive or if the owner is hard-headed, whatever. You got to offer it because with your explanation of if it didn't sell and later on down the road it goes, hey, that house across the street sold, they had a stage. How come we didn't stage it? You can always go back and says, I offered it. You said no.
Yes, and that's a good point.
Oh, I didn't think that you wanted that. Right?
That is an excellent point, Jeff. In fact, that's something that when I teach CE classes, I emphasize that point to realtors that because, you know, sometimes realtors can be intimidated. They're just so glad to get the listing. They don't want to ask them to do anything. And that's so self-defeatist. That ruins your branding. It ruins your credibility. You are the authority. They are paying you to be the authority. So I had a very savvy male realtor in the Heights who said that he had a checklist, you know, in his, you know, 38 point marketing plan, and he had a checklist, and he had the potential seller initial so that he knew they read them. One of which was staging, and you know, I think he had like a yes or no. So let's say this seller said no, we're not. It'll sell. It's going to sell fast. I'm not spending the money on, you know, if it's vacant staging, etc. So just as the scenario you brought up, month goes by, oh, let's just lower it, 5,000, 10,000. Another month goes by. Now they've got people in their ear, someone at church, at work, at school, going, really, you haven't sold yet? Because,
Yep.
you know, we sold for top dollar. Ta-Da by Cat staged it, and, you know, we sold, you know, actually over list price. Now, you're going to be doing the, what do they call the crawdad, the backstroke, if you have not offered it. Now, I will tell you, sellers have very poor memories. So they're going to come to you and go, hey, we've lowered the price by $10,000 and so-and-so staged with this staging company, Ta-Da by Cat, and they sold it. How come we didn't stage? Well, and you got to be nice, be delicate. Let me just pull out the paperwork here. And I see here that you initialed no, that you don't want to stage, but that's okay. It's always better to stage up front, but it's never too late to stage. Let's get you going. Okay. So, you know, no need to be snarky. At least they're coming on board. You're not going to have to drop it again. And there's nothing worse than for a realtor to have to pull the listing. They've spent money on photographs, marketing flyers, and whatever other marketing. And that's a big goose egg, not only to the seller, but to the realtor, gas, time, everything out the window. So, yeah, it's never too late to stage, but I thought that was a great tool that this realtor had, because he's really doing the CYA and keep the seller honest. You know, and again, I can't reiterate enough, especially for those occupied.
Yeah.
Spend the money, add that to your value add, win the listing. Not only will it get you over the competition that is not doing that, but it will also ensure that your branding is up to snuff. Because, you know, when you're back to the next client trying to win over a listing, and they're going to look at past listings and everything is unstaged, that's going to, you know, back to a picture speaks 1,000 words. That's going to kind of let them know that, yeah, you're just kind of putting up the sign, putting it in MLS and praying someone else sells it. I think that was
Right.
Diana Kokoska's 3 Ps that you don't want to do. You know, put some effort in it. Yeah, put some effort in it. Definitely.
Well, I think this has been a fantastic informational show. It talks really now about, you know, what this 8 years in a row Houzz Award really is about. How much does it go behind it? And the bottom line, I just wanted to say that it's confidence from you to your clients, to the prospects, to the customers out there looking to want to hire professionals that know what they're doing. We're very proud to have 114 5-star reviews. When you start to look around, when people only have like 3 reviews, 15 reviews, hey, 50 reviews is nothing to sneeze at, but it isn't 114. So ultimately, we have put a lot of effort into documenting our success. And that, to me, is key to a successful business. With that being said, I'm going to give it back to Kat. Everybody have a great weekend. Much love to you from me.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And I'm going to end this segment. We're going over just a little past 33. It's what I had a Now Media produce for me. It's what I call my VBC, or video business card. Again, we've kind of emphasized on staging, but we do just do design and color, and we'll do another segment on that in a future date. But enjoy this. I think it's less than 2 minutes.
Are you considering selling more than likely what is the most expensive investment, your home, now or in the near future? Before you throw away precious equity down the drain and live to regret it, I'd like to share with you 5 reasons why you need to stage your space, whether living in it or selling it vacant. Hello, I'm Kat Trelinos, President, Master Staging Professional, and CEO of Ta-Da by Cat Next Level Staging and Design. Number 1, You need to stage because you'll make more money. According to the National Association of Realtors, more than 5 to 20% more staged. Number 2, so buyers can visualize the staged property as their next home. Stage because, number 3, not staging will only help sell your competition stage homes. Successful realtors know that the key to competing is professional staging because it creates great online presentations, drives buyer traffic to the home, and brings the highest offers. Number 4, stage because it makes the home seem larger when strategic placement and flow are created with proper staging. And number 5, stage because then you can relax, knowing you've done everything possible to get a quick sale, not leave any money on the table. Let our award-winning team bring the magic of next-level staging to your property today. Be prepared to be ta-da'd. You'll be glad you did.
I hope you enjoyed that. And if you're a realtor, if you're a realtor out there, I share that with all my realtor partners. You know, years of teaching CE classes, and the biggest thing I hear is, I don't know how to get sellers on board with staging. So let this be your silent seller. And I've got other videos. I've got, you know, pre-showing checklists. I've created and spent time and energy on creating a lot of tools for my realtor partners. So please, you know, DM me. Be happy to share any of them with you because my success your success is my success. So I hope you enjoyed this segment. We're going to sign off as usual to love more, give more, and be more in 2024. Go out and have a super weekend. Love you all. Bye.